Yeah.
So far, Erik, I believe you have understood the basics of the product. It was a vomited pitch, but that, I don't know how to format it in 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe I grasped exactly that. I grasped the foundation. I grasped the whole complexity. I grasped like, whoa, of all the project. Something that I would love in a very bite-sized form is this thing of the vision of the project.
Did you just say bite-sized form?
Yeah.
That's why I want to work with you. Okay, I'll make an effort.
No. Just give me a tease, a feeling of, because you gave me all the complexities, right?
There's a lot of complexities. Okay, so look,
Where are we going with it?
check this out. I'm gonna summarize the basics, accepting no one's gonna get everything in just that. However, it is clear that governments, corporation, and the 1% rich are currently not investing enough. And there are reasons why they can't.
Got it. We got the problem.
That we'll explain later. There's reason why they can't. It's not that they don't want to. I've met so much good people that just can't. So let's just pitch in and do it ourselves, like adults. So if a maximum amount of people give a small amount of money, from 10 to 100 euro per month,
Yeah.
we can gather the millions and then the billions to finance the projects that we know produce results and to research more cost-effective, faster projects.
That would lead us to, so we have the problem, we have the solution, I see them, I see the link straight away. That would lead us to the new tomorrow, which would be
Survival.
You mentioned no, because you did mention something beautiful, that the way the metaphor that got me the closest was the cancer patient.
Yes.
Right? Because you said there's a patient with cancer, boom, that's the problem. And we have solutions. There are already solutions today. But however, those solutions doesn't, suit everybody. We can't get all the resources. So, and definitely the solution is not to stay in phase 3.
Exactly.
Planet phase 3. We want to move to, we don't want to move
Healing.
We want to move to healing. So we want to move down. We want to take that cancer patient down from phase 3.
Call it remission. Yeah.
Yeah. Until the cancer patient says, oh, I'm cancer free.
Exactly. That's exactly what we want.
So that's the new tomorrow.
That's the new tomorrow.
And in terms of the project goal, which would mean it's the planet, it's the environment.
Yes. And no one that has cancer says, give me a pill so in 1 month I'm good. Everyone knows it's an enormous process with diet, exercise, physiotherapy, analysis tests.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's for cancer as well. So for the planet, it's like people are expecting, build a machine that will resolve it and I'll be happy. It's going to be a large process also. We've been polluting for 200 years. We're not going to resolve it in 3. It's a long-term thing.
Okay.
But we have the solutions.
Okay. Do you feel that I understand it?
Yes.
Okay. Next. Question. Yes. There was something that you said that... Oh, yes. I was sitting on this one. Just don't even think bite-sized. I just wanted to hear from you. Why would you like more people to be part of the solution?
Diversity has demonstrated more efficient and healthy results in any field.
Yeah.
If you do a research on 10 patients or on 1,700,000 through randomized research, you get more and more efficient, results when you diversify. So we want to diversify the solutions. We also want to diversify the source of contribution, financial, counseling, logistics, anyone that can afford, mostly at this point financial, but eventually it's going to be also necessities products. Why do we want to have more people? Because it will relieve the stress on everyone. Instead of asking, 7,000 people to put the entire stress on their shoulders, having everyone understand we've been consuming these products. We have a car. We just made coffee, carbon footprint. You came here, carbon footprint. We're filming this, carbon footprint. Okay. Everyone emits 15 to 20 tons of CO2 per year in industrialized countries. Okay. In modern countries.
Yeah.
So we're part of it. It's not our fault. We're not guilty of it because we were given by the world these means of transportation, these foods we have to eat, these cups that require carbon to do the ceramic. We've been put in this world. So it's not anyone's fault that we are responsible for a carbon footprint, but we have it. So what can we do now? And we have to get rid of the mentality, I have to pay for my carbon footprint, because that won't resolve anything. We have to cover for more. If we say we stop emitting carbon, or I pay for my carbon footprint, that means we're a cancer patient phase 3. At least we won't get worse. We need to compensate more than what we're responsible of. And that's possible. There's hope. There's something that most people forget. I didn't speak of eco-anxiety, but I'll tell you about it. We've heard for 50 years that we're screwed. And we don't hear anywhere that we're going to be fine.
Exactly.
So eco-anxiety, mostly in the teenagers, the young adults that drop out of school, they don't see the point of having family. Why would I have a child in this world of shit? Everyone's going to die in the dark ages in 50 years. What's the point? Eco-anxiety, my wife is a psychologist. She's part of the project also. She's taking care of the eco-anxiety phenomena. The fact that we're starting to develop an anxiety, and then we're becoming fatalistic. And sometimes when I speak of all the hope and all the options we have, there's people who says, no, we're screwed. And I'm telling it, no, we're not. We all just have to do it. This is the way. They can't, it's hard for them. Some of them get angry. I was speaking to my lawyer a few months ago. He was almost shouting like, no, we're going to the dark age. Humanity's screwed. That's it. Because he's 50 something. So he's been hearing this since the 1980s. No one ever told him we're okay. So that builds eco-anxiety. That type of anxiety we had during the Cold War in the 80s and 90s between US and Russia, where people were anxious, like they're just going to blow up the planet. Okay. And then it was resolved. So now we're facing the same anxiety. And that is something we have to heal too and say there is hope.
And I picked up on a sense of frustration, or maybe I should shift that to burning desire inside of you, on two topics. One was the payment topic, where it's just always about making money. Please correct me if I'm like completely out of line, right? Because I picked up something there which is like, okay, everybody and everything. It's like, is there something here that you feel is just like, come on?
We have to understand something. We're so much used to hear people complain about big corpo that maybe this is what you hear when you hear me. But big corpo sometimes hire me to give global strategy, and I'm fine with people making profit. When I say, let's not blame them, let's stop waiting for them to do it. Let's just invest. I'm not saying they're wrong and they can go screw themselves. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm hopeful with solution. Now, the frustration that you heard, the frustration that I have is for this fatalistic approach where people say we're screwed and there's nothing to do when there are absolutely a million things to do. My frustration is when someone reads articles in the Science magazine. There was one article about the sweat of the trees in Central Park in New York. They chose 2 specific trees to engineer Central Park. But the sweat of these trees produce a chemical that I forgot the name. But when it comes in contact with the pollution of New York, it becomes O4. It becomes a dense ozone that causes people to have respiratory syndromes. Okay. So there's 30% more breathing problems, and asthmatic people go crazy. And the focus was on the problem with these trees that are bad, instead of focusing on the pollution of New York is bad. The trees are completely natural because these trees not in New York are fine. No one dies because it's the side effect of the sweat of the trees and and the pollution that makes a third-party component. Okay, but the way that people just said, so basically the Central Park is doing something worse for New York instead of good. No, the pollution in New York is doing something worse. The park is fine.
Yeah.
So and then those in 2019 where they say planting trees is useless.
Yes.
No.
That was that second part that I picked up on.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, come on. No, planting trees delays the cataclysmic cascade to give us more time. Now, instead of planting trees, we deploy super forests that sucks 6 times the quantity of carbon. We're doing inefficient work. It's just that we're going to have to invest a lot of money to build those projects. Let's do it.
Love it.
Instead of thinking of the cost of a solution, we have to think of the cost of not doing it, which is humanity's dark age. We have to shift on, but if we do nothing, just another parenthesis, humanity has proven its extraordinary skill at ending species, okay? We have demonstrated, because all we have to do for species to end is not care, okay? And it happens. Now we have the foundation for the human species to cease. We have built all the structure for a self-induced extinction level event, and all we have to do for that to happen is nothing. So this focus on how much will it cost, I wanted to bring on what is the cost of not investing. And this is where my frustration comes, because people are so used to where's my money, or to instead of and how are you gonna like how will you spend that money when you're dead? Dead people don't buy products, don't do anything. Corpse should know that.
Where's my money? That's a very good.
Where's my money?
Because you got it, and then there was the other part, and it's so linked. You mentioned it there too. Remember, I said I picked up on 2 areas or 2 topics, but I was like, and I'm so happy that you're letting it go now, because I was missing this in your previous talk. Like the poor, what the heck is this coming from inside of you? And the second part where I sensed something was let someone else do it. We wait for someone else to do it.
that's just a cultural phenomena. We are pampered to ask. We're pampered, we're raised into ask someone else to do it, okay? So basically all the infrastructure, and that's not a conspiracy thing, okay? Don't go into the conspiracy thing of government control. No. I'm not saying the government, the corporation trying to control us, that you have to be, yes, they're trying to control us. Well, I mean, they don't want us to kill each other. There's police and everything. But they've built a world where when we need something as a society, we have to tell them. So we've just been educated to say they're the ones going to do it. Okay. So I'm saying it's not our fault that we have a carbon footprint, but we are responsible, and we've been educated that we have to tell a higher authority because they want to remain in charge, which is perfect. But that will prevent them from resolving it.
Beautiful. And something here, I got this the first time I saw the website that you set up, and you said a couple of things. You said, so the message is, what we're here to do is to stop. You said something right there, like we are here to stop
blaming others
or the environmental.
I forgot what I said. So.
There was something you said, and you said a couple of times, and what I'm hearing is, we're here for people to be part of the solution.
The foundation is called AtmoCare, AtmoSanté, AtmoSalud in different languages.
Yeah.
The project is called My Part.
There you go.
Okay. What can I do? It's still gonna sound greedy. What can I do? Mostly says give us some money so we can resolve it. Okay. There will be also other requests, other possibilities for people with less means or don't want to give money. What can I do? We'll build strategies where whoever can provide something else in financial support, do it. But the thing is, those who have solutions right now, they don't want your Yeah, polystyrene. They don't want your cement. They don't want the fruits you want to give them. They need the money.
Yeah.
Because money basically is the equivalent of I'm gonna buy what I need. You don't need to take care of it.
Perfect.
So it's not based on greed. You have to there's something important. I've put a cap on the charter of the foundation. There's a cap where there's a maximum amount of money that all the directors can have as a salary. So we can't be millionaire out of this. We have to be comfortable, not rich. We can't, because it's not dividends of a business that goes to the owner. So there's so many foundations.
And you do this because you want to shift the focus to doing your part and the contribution.
Every dollar or euro I put in my pocket, I'm stealing a breath from my grandchildren. So many foundations that after decades, like, but because the price on the market of a guy who does my job is millions per year. Global strategists who understand dynamics beyond the scopes, the salary is extraordinary. And I prefer living with humanity's hope because, I'm Buddhist as a background. I'm more about, as long as I play video games whenever I want, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just want to be comfortable.
So as long as you can live on, say, your set
exactly.
standard,
so there are rules and formulas that says we can't give more to the board of directors than this. Now, the price on the market, like a future plan is genetic modification where we'll be building trees that capture more carbon. Okay, but we have to engineer that. The scientist that will lead a project, it's $500,000 per year. But that's the salary, that's the price on the market because I'm leading other projects. And if you don't give a salary that is reasonable for and they easily get something else. Look, I love the project, but they're giving me twice. And I got children and they just go away. So the price on the market is one thing. I'm never going to have $500,000 per year. But check out all the other foundations in the world. I don't want to call their names because I'm happy that they're doing something. But look at the salary of the board of directors of a lot of foundations. And they're not doing it out of pure kindness of heart, or I'm doing it out of kindness of heart as long as I'm paid accordingly. Because, they don't think it's greedy but that's the price on the market. That's the market price because leading international efforts is extremely complex. Okay. So there's a market price of the salary of that. I don't care because he was trying to convince me, no, you have to cap yourself at €1 million per year because people do your job, the stress, the amount. My stress won't change if I have €1 million per and I'm asking the people to give money and I'm just going to go, what do I do? Once I have 100,000, 200,000 euro per year, what am I going to do? Buy myself a second Rolls Royce? I mean, what am I going to do? If the objective is I have to be comfortable, so we're going to give salaries on the market price to the employees that are required for a project of that size. But the board of directors, whoever leads, will be capped. There's a big formula and it'll be transparent with the people. They'll know this is how we do it. So that's an example. I'm also going to have a business. I'm going to continue what I'm doing now. We'll get a little excess, but it's not going to be the investment of the contributors because they don't want to pay me a Rolls Royce. They want, I don't want a Rolls Royce. I imagine it's comfortable, but I don't care. I want video games and better computers. I mean, that's my thing, I exist on Earth for cheese and video games. That's my gig. Okay. I mean, to each their own thing,
Yeah.
So that's the point. It's the idea of do what you have to do. And I'm not going to ask, there are people that are struggling just to exist. I just spent a few weeks in Argentina a few weeks ago. And these people are having it so hard compared to us. I'm not going to ask Argentinians and Bolivians to go in and put half their salary, It's people who it's less than your video system that you buy every year. Like all your Netflix, your Google, your whatever, all your entertainment costs more than what I'm suggesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a question you asked. I'm not sure I answered correctly. Why do you want to receive more money, less money from more people? It's to reduce the amount of stress. In the sense, it won't damage the economy of anyone by giving flexible options where they can give what they feel comfortable with. But there are people that if they give $1,000 per month, is nothing for them. So they're going to contribute that. But the majority of the people, $10 is the basic. Why? Because that's the basic price of every service. So I know, like, the world told me this is what the average person can provide.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful.
Good.
Any questions? Any more stuff you want to talk about?
I think it was perfect.
Come here. I have a thing that includes you as well. But yeah, let's keep on going. Because obviously, we're sitting listening to you now, and obviously it comes with a lot of ideas. So I wanted to hear first a little bit, like, what could be the idea that you have in mind of my contribution to your project? Maybe I would love to hear from you first, because you're as green as I am when I walked in here. You may be even greener.
Yeah. You know how to say things to people.
According to this man.
According to your questions also. In the sense that it's not just like he presented me with like a 15 minutes, oh, we're going to meet this guy. He knows how to, social media and stuff and formatting. He's got ideas. Okay. Share your questions, seeing your attitude, looking at the technology you brought gives me a better portfolio profile of who you are and what expertise you have. Because someone that comes here with a shit microphone, it's going to be a different quality of person. It allows me to understand this guy can do this. I don't need to ask a question. I look at the clothing you wear, the technology, how you use it, how you frame the videos, how you spoke to him about how we can do this and that. That tells me what you can do for us.
Okay.
Because I'm not the encapsulated bite-sized guy.
No.
What do you mean?
He
Saying
told me,
things in the short.
tell me in a bite size, you know how much I struggled to put my message in 3 lines on the website.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm the one making the website. First of all, I make my websites like in the 1990s, like when Gopher existed. It was great with black text, So I didn't evolve. That's not my skill set. Okay, but I struggled to say, someone comes in, what do they feel? And it's not me. Okay. So I need someone to guide me on how to do it. And eventually maybe explain to the team of people we'll hire to say, well, this is the idea we have in mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't want to have anyone, I'll never hire an expert that thinks that he holds the truth. It's never going to happen. Someone who says, I don't need Erik to tell me what to do. I have my certificate of Mjadevik. Look, if your goal is to be right, get on it.
Yeah.
If your goal is to apply the best idea, come. Okay? Because the goal is the final result. That's it.
What's the final result?
Reaching people's hearts.
What were you about to say?
About your question. What do you think you can be useful? I have a point with you. It's like I was going to say a problem, but it's not a problem. It's like I want to be close to you, or you can be close to me.
Huh?
I feel like you are something that I can trust. That you have a lot of skills inside of yourself. That you know how to hear. That you have intelligence. That you have how to communicate things, and you have this kind of service as well that is important for me. So I call it givers, because we are so much. What can I take in the humanity? Takers. So I feel you have this kind of giving. You are here with us. You didn't know, and you are here with us, giving us your time. And I don't know you. I mean, I saw you how many times? 3 times. I it's not a friend of. You were not friends from long ago, at least.
Yeah.
Okay. So so you are somebody that they can trust. You are honest, and you have skills. And I don't know exactly in which way you can help, and you can have some ideas, but
That's the best.
yeah.
But I know when you meet someone, when you, of course, it's not a blind guess. It's not like, hey, I want you to be with us because, you know, we're cool. No,
No, it's not a hippie.
there's a reason why you felt he could contribute. And when you're not sure where you're going to contribute, that's great, because that's called consulting. Consulting means you still don't know where. Because if we knew where, we wouldn't talk to you. We would hire a photographer. We'd hire someone specific, because we would know where we're going in the addressing of the population. You have an experience and not knowing what you're going to contribute, but we have a direction.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why I feel, but basically it's the same thing as he said, is you can bring something, so let's do it. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, gentlemen. Really appreciate that. And I must say that I could feel you so much in the second part.
Yeah.
When you spoke. And that's why I tapped into this. There was this, it was almost like you put a little lid on it in the first presentation. But that part, like, yeah, I can feel the frustration too. I resonate with you.
The eco-anxiety, for example, there's a problem.
The whole part of, like, first of all, the focus of this is through my life. Whoa, through my life, but also that has been the pivoting moment for my work. This thing of that I want to be that one person in people's lives that if they say I want to become an astronaut, I want to become a stripper, I want to travel the world with no money. I want to be the one person in that person's life to say, let's figure out how.
Go.
I have just been that person living my entire life on the opposite, and I see it so much in people where there's always going to be, oh, that's going to be too difficult. That's too deep. That's too much. You cannot do this.
It costs too much.
And it's just like, but what happens to all our dreams, ideas, desires when we keep on doing this? So when you spoke like this, I was like, okay, I'm in. don't even just whatever. Just get
exactly. That's the point. The frustration of being told, no, it costs too. I mean, that's too big. One of the great reactions I get is, do you realize how big is that project? I say, yeah. And when I say yeah, they don't believe me. They have not encountered people capable of facing the size of that logistic nightmare.
Yeah.
So because they've never met someone capable of facing it, the person that says, yeah, that's my job. I can do that. Okay. I mean, I've been recognized by other people to say, yeah, you can do this. Yeah. You know.
And then shifting the focus from, as when you brought up the example of the tree, planting trees.
Yeah.
You know, this typical, here's someone who's able to prove that it's not working. And then everybody just goes, I see, it's not working. And then we stop. And it's just like...
But the scientist didn't say that.
No.
The scientist says planting trees will not be enough. Planting trees on the entire planet does not compensate for that.
It just gave proof to the ones that thought that it wasn't enough. You know,
the other says, therefore it's useless.
Yeah.
It's a completely different interpretation.
Yeah.
It's completely different. Yeah. So this negativity, like my lawyer, one of my lawyers in the back about another project, another thing, frustrated, angry when I said there are solutions. No, it's like literally, I'm hurt so much of all the negativity I've heard about it that I've just finally made peace that we're screwed going back to the dark ages. That now you're telling me I have to relive all that because it's about, do you understand? Yeah. That's eco-anxiety. That's the anxiety about the climate change. And we all have this. We've been hearing all the problems and no one says, hey, we're going to be fine. That hurts inside. Mm-hmm. So denial is the best option for people who don't see the options. Mm-hmm. Denial's like, no, that's it.
I get it. We're going to die or all of these things, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to die or whatever, you know?
So but I'm not the kind of person that goes somewhere. And that's why I do this kind of job is I'm not a kind of person who will, same as you said, you want to be the guy that looks at this dream and say, okay, let's study how we can make it. Because I'm not going to have a fear telling me we can't do it. I'm going to have a number. This is the cost. This is strategy. This we can't do. Oh, there's a regulation in that country. Can we do it somewhere with that regulation? Okay. And you know, it's just how. Take an example. 4 years ago, Elon Musk decided, I'm going to give internet to the entire planet. I need to put 3,900 satellites in space. He didn't say every manufacturer of satellites in the world can do one per year, sometimes one per 2 months. So it's not possible. No, he said, how can I build 3 per day and launch them in space? 4 years after, there's 4,000 satellites of Starlink, and we can have internet across the world anywhere. He didn't ask himself, he didn't say himself, well, no one does it, so we can't. No, he says, okay, how much? Like how? What's? So I'm this kind of guy. I said, okay, what must we do?
Yeah.
Oh, we must not wait for profit. Cool. Let's resolve that. Let's remove the we have to surpass the profit limitation. That's how I said on the website, surpass the profit and gain limitation. Remove it from the equation. Okay, what's next? Receiving enough financing from people who also believe that there's hope. Okay, let's do that. And the more, first we'll have a lot of resistance. No, there's no hope. Where would I waste my money? But there are people who say, yeah, let's do it. Because basically, if I don't try, I'm going to die anyway. So let's do it. You know, then. And the more we produce positive results, the more the rest of the world will say, oh, okay, so there is hope. But we need time.
No, this is really true because the one point I was thinking is something to look into soon is this thing of where are you going? Because much of your pitch and much of the presentation so far is based on the problem and also the solution. But as a very common example is this little speech around the new tomorrow. So as you say, to provide that hope, which is here, and then to increase confidence in the people through those milestone results towards that huge hope, right? It's just that to be able to say in a very clear way to people that, as I know these people that are doing beautiful projects to do something, right? So to be able to support them is beautiful, but then be able to say, okay, this is where we're going. We are reaching people's hearts. Yes, we're diversifying money and resources and all types of things because this is where we're going. What is this? And if we can clarify that in terms of emotional investment, we are solving the hope.
Yeah, the hope situation. Just give hope, not false hope. Okay, there's using the cups as an example. When I built the project, that was my problem. That was okay. We're here, and this is solution. That's it.
Yeah.
Then I realized the cancer is not just in the atmosphere; it's also in the mind of people.
Yeah.
Because that presentation I did was from all the negativity and the limitations that I faced. Talking to people who could act or are part of the solution. And I've learned this is the 20-minute vomiting speech I have to give on why we're not doing the solution right now. Because the solution is 1 minute. Oh, everyone has to pitch in. And then you have people anywhere on their sofa on the TV and say, yeah, everyone should pitch in. And nothing in their mind says, I will also pitch in. That means that. It's just say, yeah, let's do it, everyone. Ask the government. It's a reflex. It's immediate transposition to an authority that is incapable of doing it. They want to, but they're limited by the people who voted them. Anyway, so you see the negativity, the resistance is also in the mind of the people. And that's a thing to cross.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But the denial as well, because even myself, when we used to have the meetings with you with all of this project before.
When we started,
I was very in the moment of the meeting, but 2 days later, whatever, it was like I was in denial.
Oh, I mean, no, you had the face of terror in your face sometimes in our second conversation. But this is big.
This is big.
So, well, it concerns the entire planet. So how is it going to be small? But do you think that the people of McDonald's say, "Oh, it's big"? No, they said, "Okay, how do we do it?" And now there's McDonald's everywhere. You know, the people who deploy planetary logistics, they don't have that, but everyone else is. It's at
the
big.
same time though,
it's the size of the Earth.
Yeah, but what I want to say with the denials,
okay,
is not because this project is big, as well as this project is big, is because the possible solutions. I mean, we are talking about the humanity is going to die. You understand? In 20 years, 25 years, if we don't do anything,
50.
Okay, 15, 20. If we don't do anything, the humanity is going to die or can die. So that's why there's the denial. It's not only about the project itself.
Yeah, as the cataclysmic cascade comes, the amount of humans that remain, that would be 1 billion, would balance out on the amount of problems that we do. The survival instinct with those. So my scenario is a dark age with only 1 billion people and a lot of technology. So you go into the dark age of humanity in the 800s with cell phones. So a cyberpunk disaster.
Yeah. So all of these consequences, they are so. There's a big. It can be a big change for the humanity. I mean, people is worried about the money that I going to have at the end of the month. I mean, very simple things. So we are talking about something that is, the consequences can be very big.
So the consequences, if we do nothing, are disastrous.
Exactly.
But the consequences, if we do something, there's tons of hope. It's just about rebellion. I was talking
But
to
the denial is founded in the consequences of dying as a humanity. You know, not in the hope.
There's roots of denial. Yeah, the denial comes in. It is scary.
Yeah.
And I'm powerless, feeling powerlessness.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's also this thing of proximity here, because as long as you said this thing of the pocket, right?
Yes.
We're talking about humanity will die out, and you're thinking, yeah, but I have to eat tomorrow, right? So proximity wise, so the more we speak in terms of saying, instead of saying humanity will die, is saying your children's children will not be able to, right?
That's
be
what I'm
able to
saying.
make that proximity like boom, right there. Do you want your children to be able to just be able to get into people's minds and hearts, to be closing the proximity gap that will allow us to make them care faster?
Yes, and there's people we will not reach because of that.
Absolutely.
Because some people say, what are you talking, my grandchildren? I don't want to have children.
Exactly.
Because I'm not bringing a child in this world, so I don't need to. Okay, there's an arrogance. It is actually very rare that I heard it, but I've heard it, okay? Subtle or direct. Yeah, but I won't be there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the arrogance of, I don't care because I've got 30 years left max from people who are full of money, which by the way, I want to say it's rare because most people have a lot of money are just saying, just tell me when I can start, okay? There's a lot of good heart. There's a guy that told me, I'm not fatalistic. I'm just at peace. I don't care if humanity has to go through lessons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that person was kind of zen, like, yeah, but if everyone has to suffer, including me, for the disaster we've caused, let's just go through it. Yeah. And I understand that this is a very zen thing, but that's not love for humanity. That's a form of resilience, and just say, okay, let's just go to shit and let's see what happens.
Obviously, there are people we can leave out of our equation.
And this guy, I said, do you understand that if there's no humans to have enough money to buy food for dogs, no one will have dogs or cats at home? And he said, oh, okay, I'm contributing. He's a dog lover. Do you understand that if we go to the dark ages, no puppy dogs have a house and a family to live with, he immediately said, oh, I'm contributing. He would do it for puppy dogs, not for humans. Yeah. I'm okay with that. It doesn't matter. But you understand? So many different mentalities, and I'm not going to convince everyone. I want to convince just enough people that there is hope, because I don't want AtmoCare to be a regime of fear. We're gonna die if you don't do it. I don't want to do that. I say, I think you already understand, if you have a minimum education, that we're screwed if we do nothing.
But you know what we also provide? You also provide something else to people, especially to the people who are already doing it.
Yes.
The people who are already doing it, how many people would you say that you met who would say, the one thing when I'm meeting the end of my days here in my human form and will leave, I just want to know that I did my best.
Yeah.
And that's what you're giving everyone, including myself, to say, I was part of doing what I could do, and I feel really at
Purpose.
peace and meaningful and fulfilled with that. We didn't achieve that, but I freaking tried.
Well, one of the motivations, I was going to say the motivation, one of the motivation is because I was talking to my wife of all the possible things, like what I'm going to do now with this going on, like how do I organize my own instead of thinking of everyone else's business? What do I do me? And I said to myself, you know what? With the skills I have, if I don't do it, I'm going to hate myself in 15 years. Yeah. It doesn't mean that it's because of guilt. It means because I want to feel fulfilled. Like yourself, it gives me purpose. Yeah. Okay. And I want to end my days feeling I did what I could. Yeah. Exactly.
And that is on the rise.
Yeah. And then you have someone on the side, that lawyer, that says, oh, okay, so basically it's like a religion. People give you money so they know they're going to heaven. People are paying to give them themselves a feeling of going at bed at night, knowing it's like, well, no, this is not. I also don't want a dogmatic approach of just to soothe the mind of people so they can sleep at night. No,
but that's where the short-term milestones comes in, and you can prove all the good things.
You just have to demonstrate the benefits with the minimal investments.
Not become one of the
Going on what you were saying, some of the videos, okay, it doesn't have to be with fear, but it has to be realistic.
In the sense,
not hiding information.
Every time that I speak of the hope, we need to speak of hope of what?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to explain how dramatic the climate change crisis is at the same time of the hope, okay? Where everyone else is, it's so dramatic, give us your money or else you're part of the problem. That's not a message I want to give. Because people don't react, especially if all these thousands of years of religious oppression, of control of the mind, we want to be responsible with the columns of the pros, the cons. This is what happens if we don't. Like, people are smarter and more educated than 100 years ago. Okay? And I'm not going to hide the problem, and it's always going to be directed towards hope. So everyone that comes and says, oh, so you're going to use people's feelings. Now, I think people already have feelings. Okay? Eco-anxiety is well installed. It's in society. Part of the program, part of our multiple programs is the eco-anxiety program. We're going to pay. Actually, my wife told me this morning that she would say, these are the conditions where I would actually leave my job and become full-time for AtmoCare and spend my life training psychologists that are in school, college, university, high school, so that these psychologists can spread the word, so all the children and young adults, how to deal with that anxiety and how to shift it into purpose.
Explain what is equality.
He did.
Okay.
This terrible fatalistic fear of what's the point anyway, let's just all die now. This darkness that we're stuck with because we hear about the problem and not about the solutions. Yeah. So that's one of the funding that we're going to have is, okay, there's another thing about eco-anxiety. Now when my Zen warrior comes up, I'm not a warrior, but I've done martial arts when I had the health to do it. My wife is focusing on how can we bring back people to be functional human beings in society and not just go depressed and waste their life in self-hatred and despair, okay? So for her, it's fun to be socially functional and bring harmony in the environment, because that anxiety comes out as violence, it comes out as abuse, it comes out as addiction, it comes out as something. It just doesn't stay there silently in your guts.
Yeah.
Okay, anxiety comes out. So she's talking about the immediate thing. But for me, it's also to build a resilience so that in 24 years, when someone just heard your mom and your aunt just died 15 minutes ago, go build the fucking dam with everyone else. Just go and stay functional and work for 48 hours without sleeping, because you need to prevent that from happening. Like, the functionality in the scenario of crisis where the mind of people will not be stuck with despair, but capable, like a warrior, just say, okay, this is what has to be done. It's all about the power. If we have enough success with AtmoCare, the cataclysmic cascade won't reach this. But if it happens, because it's if we do nothing, that's the only scenario, I want people to have the mental fortitude and the resilience to just say, keep surviving, go. You can't just say, just fucking kill me now and just get it over with. You know, we can't do this because this is the negativity that we can't live with. We have to have a mentality of right action. What can I do now? Yeah. I'll mourn in 3 days. Now we have to build a dam. We have to repair the bridge. We have to transport the sick. We have to take care of it. We can't just be stuck in, oh my God, someone save me, give me attention because my aunt died. No, we have to do something about it. You know, it's the mentality of the right action. Not everyone has that in their guts. Not everyone is made for that. But those who are capable of this mental fortitude, we need to give them the tools to develop it. So that's my long-term eco-anxiety situation, the project I was going to say. For my wife is like, no, this is you. In case there's a catastrophe, how do we deal with that? And we need people functional, okay? But for me, it's just, I want these kids to be happy. I want them to have a job and think about having a family, have a happy life, you know? So she's very a family person, a caring of the media. So which is fine, which is basically, we're still gonna do the same program, you know? But she's the, psychologist. She's got 3 certification and that's her job. She supervises other psychologists on how to attend hard cases. That's her job, like to face the hardship. So that would be pretty cool. It's another thing, like the super forest project.
Exactly. Yeah.
The eco-anxiety, so people remain functional. The carbon capture with the amine towers. I mean, there's so many things. There's the guys that clean up the ocean, the growing of algae. I mean, there's so many beautiful projects.
Yeah.
And they already work.
Mm-hmm.
They're not profitable. Of course.
Is it 3 already?
It's 3 already.
Sorry, I just had a meeting at 2:30. Oh, well,
Sorry about it. Yeah, you thought I would come here, let's have a chat. It's just like, oh my God.
Let me just get the message out there to this lady.
Yeah, I'm gone also to the bathroom. We don't want...